Fuck all this bullshit, man. We being overwhelmed with bullshit dealing with our state officials and our government, man. These people are actually plotting to kill us, man. And if we don't stand up, what part do y'all not understand, overstand, and understand to get? What goes around comes around if the people don't stand up and do shit. The Holocaust, slavery, Hiroshima, September 11, these four things really did happen. And the first thing, slavery, is happening now, but on a different scale. When you sit there and you think about this for yourself, to be born not to your mom or your dad or to you, to be born to a United States corporation as product, that's bullshit, people. We gotta live there and wake up to this bullshit and be the motherfucking people and not the sheep. It's bad, man.
What if everything you've ever learned about your life, your existence, your world, and your reality were a lie? After this video, you will know the truth. The story begins. An artificial intelligence AI computer system has 100% absolute dominant and completely unchallenged control of the world around you, past, present, and future. Until now, this has been one of the most guarded secrets of the Illuminati. For example, all of the following are, were scripted and or controlled events, people, and groups by this AI.
Fair use, people. Fair use. You gotta see through this bullshit, people. How we are not seeing that we are allowing them to play us as fucking puppets and just kill us when we the people should be able to lay up there and take back our motherfucking states to states back as a state to state. Fuck trying to fuck with the government, with the president. If we get to control our motherfucking states, we can tell them what the fuck to do. What we need to do is just take back the states one at a time. The people in the motherfucking states need to get rid of the motherfucking state officials, because these bitches ain't nothing but liars and killers. We need to get rid of our fucking police, get new police in there. You can easily do that. The good policemen know who the fucking bad policemen are.
All units, dispose of paper money, and reduce the population to 500 million. All of your history was manipulated, scripted by this AI. All of the news is scripted and follow the scripted word. Your parents trusted the AI, unknowingly influenced you, and allowed it to teach you about life, love, relationships, war, and your history from age 1 and up. Technology, magic, propaganda, our brothers and sisters. Satan is their father.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness.
Now, right there is what I talk about all the time. Why the fuck is it your fucking birthday when you were just born? For this fucking propaganda fucking bullshit. Because it's your fucking mama's birthday. She put in the motherfucking work. She not only she took the dick, she planted the seed to create the baby. The greatest creation of all is us being the conscious thinking humans with the creator in us being divine. The creator wouldn't be divine if the creator was to control our mind. That's why we got life, free will, and choices. This is some bullshit, people. If you don't see through the bullshit, that's because you don't want to see through the bullshit. Some of y'all motherfuckers is stuck on stupid, don't want to be straight because y'all know that straight gonna show that y'all been stupid a long fucking time. And y'all just don't want to see yourself in the fucking mirror like that. But when you look in the mirror, what you gonna see is the divine creator looking back at you. So, I'm just saying, people, look at this bullshit. Everything is scripted. Are you a puppet? Or are you a conscious thinking fucking human living here? Not no human being. Human being is them separating us from being here together. Loving, respecting, and being in peace with one another. They bullshit is to keep this shit upside fucking down. If y'all don't see the fucking bullshit, y'all don't want to see it. And our Father who art in heaven, that's the first part of the fucking bullshit, because you sitting up there thinking about some fucking God in some fucking heaven when you just come out of heaven being a woman's womb, and then you get on your knees after being able to understand, understand any fucking thing. As a fucking kid, you on your knees saying, "Our Father who art in heaven." Ain't that some bullshit? When you know that the Creator is neither man nor woman, black nor white, and all the divine is in you to create some shit. Boy, they done snookered the fuck out of us as the motherfucking sheeple. But like I said again, we are the motherfucking people. We make this motherfucker go round. So we need to lay there and shut these rich sons of bitches down. We see exactly how they done fucked over us. See the police? The police, I got respect for the fucking police. For the motherfucking good ones. See the bad fucking rabid dog fucking policemen? Y'all know which ones I'm talking about. If there was a hell for you to burn in, I wouldn't want you to go there. Because I got love for you. Because I really care. I know that you was taught to be stupid. I know that you've been brain fucking washed. I know that you don't know the divine creator within you. I know this. I don't have to believe in your bullshit. How you think that they are trying to kill me? What is the reason for them trying to kill me? Because they know I know the divine truth, because I'm living it.
This is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
Well, child's happiness is priceless, right? Especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on their birthday.
Do y'all get it? The only creator here on earth constantly thinking was ripped away from her glory of being the creator and was given to some fucking man in the fucking sky like Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the tooth fucking fairy. Come on, people. I don't fear death at all, people. But I don't want y'all to die. I know it, people. What the truth is, within each and every entity living on this planet, we all one. We all one with the Creator. We all one with the Creator being all around and in us, man. These rich sons of bitches got us playing ourselves, man. And they sit back and watch it on TV like it's a fucking video game, man. I don't know if y'all saw. I don't know if y'all saw all of the whales washed up on land. I don't know if y'all saw all the bees that died, man. It's all because of these rich sons of bitches in their motherfucking corporations, man.
Child's happiness is priceless, especially on birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially when it comes to their birthday.
Absolutely. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. Well, a child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. A child's smile is priceless, especially on a birthday. A child's happiness is priceless, especially.
I say to you people that work with this bullshit, what part you don't understand? There's no honor amongst thieves. After these people get finished with their agenda, they gonna get rid of you and your family too, because they ain't gonna want you hanging around with the motherfucking truth that you was part of this bullshit. I don't know what they promising y'all, but I guarantee you, this circle of life will go around, comes around, within you coming back into life, because we live in a circle. You coming back. Your hell is what you making right now. Because right now you being judged by your heart, by you. Because one thing about the divine creator love unconditionally in you, you can't control it, you don't understand it, but it is as powerful as you can't handle it most of the time. But I say this to you. It is what it is when you know that the love is in you to do, to go. But you have the choice to love or choose to hate. That's why I love you more than you love you, because I know the truth and you don't. I died 4 times. I'm here as a result. Creator gave me life back to not live to the left, not live to the right, not live backwards, to live straight. Just like my heartbeat. 4 beats per 1 breath. It is what it is. Your heart beats with the magnetic rotational pull of this earth telling you the truth. And the truth is, there is no such thing as here today, gone tomorrow. Here today, gone today, because ain't nobody promised tomorrow. It's all about what you're doing right now. This earth rotates with your heartbeat to pull you from today into tomorrow. So I can say to you right now, today, have a good day. I don't say good morning, because good morning is too close to morning. And when somebody's mourning a death and you say good morning to them, that's like sarcasm. So tell somebody what you want them to have when you tell them that you want them to have a good day. If you tell somebody good morning, what if their morning didn't start off that way? For me, myself, any day above ground is a good day. It's what you're going to do with that day is what matters. We've been programmed to be stupid fucking sheeple, not the fucking people that make this bitch go round. When are we going to go to our state officials? We ought to be at the motherfucking city hall meetings. I'm talking about where you can't get in the motherfucking door. And from there, we need to start eliminating motherfuckers that we know need to go. All you gotta do is follow the fucking money. The most motherfuckers making the most motherfucking money is doing the most crooked ass shit. So, it is what it is. Cause I just experienced this here with the people from Molina come to my motherfucking house early yesterday. These people don't even communicate with themselves. So you think that they're really looking out for us as the fucking patients? Fuck Molina Healthcare, because Molina Healthcare does not care about my health, and I can prove it, but I can't get no lawyer to sue them sons of bitches. But I don't need no liar to be my liar lawyer, when I can explain what happened to me better than a liar lawyer can, because it happened to me and not him or her. So like I said again, for me to be in some bullshit with Walmart and the sheriffs of Harris County, for Walmart to have a tape and tell my first attorney that they wasn't giving it to her, and then she dropped me, to have another attorney tell me I need to find an attorney to pay for that I can't pay for? Because that's what happened to all of us that don't have no fucking money. We go into the motherfucking courtrooms and they put us in fucking jail and they think the shit is funny. Fair use, people. We live in some bullshit with some rich sons of bitches playing us like funky pianos. We're nothing but sheeple to these people. We're nothing but product. What are we gonna do about that? It ain't about no fighting. It ain't about no violence. It's just about standing up for the truth. Let them be violent. It's just gonna show the nastiness of their nature. But I say no protesting. Fuck that shit. Cause you go out there protesting, you can get some fucked up people in your shit. And then they can start some shit. And then it'll be a big old fucked up bowl of bullshit. All I say is, we can do this from this internet. To not have to go out there with their fucking plants. Because that's all they do all day, every day, is plant shit to happen. Because if you sit there and you think about it, if we was to realize what the real deal is, we can grab hold to those ones that's doing shit. Because say for instance, we in a meeting, and we see some people that we don't know that's in this meeting. These people are in the meeting for another agenda. So we got to eliminate the bad from the good. If you good and loving and caring people, we got to learn how to love ourselves more, to care more for motherfuckers we don't fucking know. Because we got some silly, stupid ass, dumb ass people out here, people, and they don't know where to go. All we gotta do is just love them for the stupidity which they was taught to be. Because I'm telling you about the divine creator in each and every one of us that's sweet without no motherfucked up ass bullshit sugar. I'm talking about the natural sugar. It is what it is. Love is the key to eternal life. When you know what love is, being the light that comes on in your heart, mind, body, and soul. That's one thing about the divine creator, love, unconditional feeling. The creator would never take control of your mind because the creator gave you life. The creator gave you free will. The creator is your mind within you. That makes you a creator too. You just have to choose to create towards the creator, loving and caring, and only one way to go. Because you stop the hate of the loving you unconditional creator. When you stop the love of the loving you unconditional creator, when you start to hate people like you. I'm just saying.
Birthday.
You know, a child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless.
All television personalities,
Child's happiness is priceless.
all politicians,
A child's happiness is
they're all
especially on a birthday.
A child's
actors.
happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. You like that?
Imagine the power of the knowledge of what it would take to program 7 billion people, to control 7 billion people's destinies. Inside the grip of the AI, you learned who was good and who was bad from the AI via the television, using programs to brainwash your minds. It taught you who to believe, who to like, and even who to hate. So convincing was the AI's channels that you would send your children to war against anyone who opposed his teachings and ideals. You sent your children to foreign countries, foreign lands, murdered millions they had never met for reasons that were never real. successful reception of millions worldwide.
Really? I think it's all about the World Trade Center.
Energy weapons and traditional demolition explosives.
Oh my God.
How can you possibly trust motherfuckers that you know did this? This is our government that did this, man. How we as the people, we can take back states to states to states and then get rid of the fucking presidents. We can. Because the states can rule their own fucking states. We don't need a fucking president. All we need is the people controlling the fucking people that we hired to do a fucking job.
No.
And then they gonna drop Tower 7, and ain't nothing but a fire was in Tower 7, and then they gonna say there's gonna be no more fucking investigation. They killed all of our fucking people. These was innocent people that was at work. You saw that they had people that didn't come to work that fucking day because they knew what was gonna happen. This is bullshit we letting this shit happen. When are we gonna stand up at the fucking people?
Oh my God. Oh, baby, Lily. Oh my God. Is it dangerous?
Look at all that asbestos. All that there is what was in them fucking buildings that they didn't want to pay to remove. That's why they blew the fucking building up, because the building was about to be condemned because the work to get rid of the asbestos was gonna cost too fucking much. Now he gonna make double the motherfucking money off of blowing up his own motherfucking buildings and killing all these motherfucking people. Y'all heard the motherfucker say he told them to pull it. What the fuck he told them to pull the motherfucking for if they couldn't lay up there and put a fucking fire out? Come on, people. How fucking stupid can we fucking be?
People are ready.
The war with Iraq is underway. The very first Tomahawk cruise missiles and laser-guided bombs being launched from right here in the Persian Gulf and up in the Red Sea from within the Navy's 5th Fleet.
The airstrike off of this carrier will be led by F-18 Super Hornets and...
I'll stop to say this. We got people starving, homeless, dying. And these motherfuckers can pay $30 million for a fucking jet? Come on now, people. This is our tax money going to this bullshit. We bailed out the fucking banks that did the fucking bullshit to themselves. The people bailed them out for them to give out bonuses after putting 500 and something more fucking people homeless. We the people gave the banks money. Bailed the banks out to bail out the car industry when a lot of them don't even have cars. What the fuck kind of fucked up, dumbass, stupid ass people, sheeple we the fuck is to be? We are not the divine creator's greatest creation that we live there letting these sons of bitches treat us like we ain't shit.
F-14 Tomcats, but before they fly, weapons are loaded, and these attack planes will be going into battle with a full load. This F-18 Hornet is loaded down with 4 laser-guided bombs, 2 Sidewinder missiles up top here, and come and take a look. The tradition of any war, writing a message. Up yours, Saddam, signed from the Mickelson family.
I'm Barack Obama, and I'm back because of your arrogant foreign policy towards the Islamic State, because of your insistence in continuing your bombings in Al-Anis and Mara and the Mosul, despite our serious warnings. You, Obama, have yet again proved your actions to yet another American citizen, so just as you and the South continue to strike.
Now, what makes this here so much bullshit is, I want you to think for a fucking minute. If you was sitting up where this man is kneeling down at, would you be as calm as this man is and you about to be killed? Man, that motherfucker had to kill me trying to bite him. I'm just trying to tell you.
Our people, our knife, will continue to strike the necks of your people.
And look at that motherfucker there. Ooh, look.
Sadly, yes, they are all in on it.
Yep.
It controls them and the ones you trust the most. Your doctors treat symptoms and find no cures. Their heroin-based medications cause more illnesses and diseases. Then you need more treatments and medications and find yourself swirling out of control, addicted to medications and heroin-based painkillers, and leaving yourself wondering, how did this happen?
Do whatever you can to stimulate the local economy. Heroin is the only thing bringing money into the area. Not that I like to think where the money's going to exactly, but money keeps the people happy, so we're rolling for that.
Can't they grow something else?
Yeah, they grow cotton. Cotton will grow here.
Why don't they grow cotton then?
Because the United States Congress will not allow any United States aid and development funds to be directed towards the cultivation of a crop that will end up on the world market in competition with U.S. farmers.
Wow.
Which pretty much rules out cotton.
Sure.
So we're growing heroin instead.
Right.
Here are just a few of our children who are sent to die whereby.
And I want you to look at that. Look at that picture. Look at this picture they're about to show. Every fucking nationality on this motherfucking planet that laid up there and worked in our own motherfucking forces. And they are killing off every different type of nationality in this motherfucking planet everywhere they go here. Look at the bullshit that we contributing to. Unnecessary deaths, people. Are any of these rich motherfuckers going on the front line? Fuck no. Are any of they fucking children going on the front line? Fuck no. It's gonna be all people that don't have no motherfucking money to not want to fucking go. Wow. People, I'm waiting to see the same face twice. Boy, this is fucked up, people. Cause I'm actually trying to see if they're gonna do the same faces. And that's a lot of people. Do y'all see population control? They control the population by killing off the soldiers as they kill off the people. I can say this to you soldiers. Y'all are some stupid ass sheeple, bro. Y'all are real stupid. Y'all are going to a war fighting because y'all soldiers, but the people that y'all fighting for is straight up dogs.
The AI in a single controller wants and is getting cameras and ways to monitor everyone, everywhere, 24/7, 365.
These commuters are unaware. Their every move is being watched.
But when something happened, we don't get the footage that we really need to see exactly what the fuck happened. That's go to show you right there that it didn't really happen like that. If we got cameras in our houses, we should have known what happened at Sandy Hook. We should have known what happened at all these different places, definitely at Las Vegas, because the eye in the sky is always watching inside of Las Vegas. You dig? So for us not to get nothing from, that's all bullshit. But I say against you people that's working with this shit, there is no honor amongst thieves. they gonna kill you too. Right after you get finished doing what you do, they then use you to do the fucked up do to the fucking people just like you. And they gonna get rid of your monkey ass too.
By next generation surveillance cameras,
We can pass in the vehicles and tell what type of vehicles it is, and also it could detect the bicyclist, motorcyclist, and even recover their trajectory.
Dr. Shu runs SenseTime, a company helping China make surveillance cameras smarter.
We provide the embedded system that put AI technology inside the camera to help the camera to recognize face, recognize objects, and actually turn original video streams into structured data.
This includes real-time crowd analysis and even mood analysis. And China is the perfect testing ground. At this convenience store, registered customers enter with facial recognition. They buy items using their phones.
I like this store because I hate staff following me around.
It's more direct.
It's convenient.
Now you heard what that lady said. She hate for staff to follow around. That's what I was getting when I was in Walmart. And when people find out the truth of what happened to me in Walmart, to find out that I done spent a lot of money at Walmart for what happened to me at Walmart, but they thought that I was some kind of peasant. But I'm going to show them who they done fucked over. Because it's like this here. For me to meet and went to court this many times and end up having to go to court on the 28th of this month on some shit that should have been thrown out, criminal trespassing. When how could I be criminal trespassing when I was coming to Walmart to film a documentary on how racist Walmart is with their return policies and how they profile people when they come in there to shop being in a wheelchair? I came there with that, and I have my tape of most of it because the police erased one tape. One tape I got some other shit back, and then like my iPhone, you can see on the iPhone where it had contents, but it was erased. So I got all my motherfucking proof, and I got where the motherfucking lawyer dropped me, because the motherfucking people at Walmart told the lawyer that they wasn't giving her the tape. And then the other motherfucking lawyer gonna lay there and tell me I need to go pay for a fucking lawyer? I don't need none of them motherfuckers, because they ain't shit. I'm gonna defend myself for fucking free. Because I ain't got shit to say. My motherfucking tapes will say it for me. Period.
Stores like these are symbols of what China calls smart cities. Incheon in Ningxia has become a model example. Here residents enter compounds with face recognition and track buses on their phones before leaving home. Transport can then be optimized based on user data.
They can take masses of user data and also other state data, like private
Do you see how the United States embarked on them? That's how Hillary later there and sold us out to them.
Under the banner of
I wouldn't be
security
surprised a whole
and
bunch of them
convenience,
bitches come up out the
China's
motherfucking
government
ground and all these
now
tanks and
almost
shit.
all of its tech-savvy citizens, and technology for the most part has made cities better. Concerns, however, arise when technology itself begins to govern.
And that's already happening. Alibaba's Sesame credit system uses purchasing data to rate people's integrity, and it may offer a glimpse at a more sinister future. By 2020, China hopes to roll out a nationwide government-controlled credit rating scheme, in which people may be scored based on measurements like how quickly they repay loans and whether or not they jaywalk. Dan Epstein, TRT World, Beijing.
How much does your face say about you? Because it's about to launch 1,000 new applications. digital screens in Australia use facial recognition to show ads based on age and gender. The systems don't store personally identifying data, but beyond that, companies are refusing to comment. It's clearly a sensitive topic.
It's a very new industry. There are a lot of issues, both technology issues, but also issues to do with community acceptance and privacy that still need to be sorted out. Some of those issues are still very new, so issues to do with legislation and what people need to tell other people and transparency. Best practice is that people should be notified if their biometrics are being collected and if their biometrics are being matched.
But there's so much more in the pipeline than just ads.
They're gonna have it, look at that. They're gonna have it when you come to work and you ain't feeling up to par, but you're gonna work anyway. They're gonna send your monkey ass home because the facial recognition gonna say that you mad about some shit. Boy, this is some bullshit.
The system is now searching for faces. Searching. There, it's recognised me.
Okay, what happens when I walk in though? The system's never come across me before, as far as I know. Entrepreneur Professor Brian Lovelace has been developing cutting-edge facial recognition software for US and Australian security services.
This is what's called a non-cooperative system, meaning that it will get your identity without you necessarily knowing about it.
Now he wants to take it to the mass consumer market.
Let me tell you exactly what's gonna happen with this, people. See, us people like me that's telling the truth about this bullshit, they gonna live there and start doing shit like, for instance, if you in one place and you don't have no alibi for being in another place, and it's a possibility that you can be in that other place, they can put you in that other place by doing the face recognition and changing your face. But see, me, it'll be hard for them to do it to me because I'm in a wheelchair. And that's what's going to separate me from standing up and sitting down. It is what it is. But they're going to about to do some real bullshit.
He'll be loading his software into the latest augmented reality glasses from US company ODG. It will match who you see against a database of images and information.
This whole system can be put onto a mobile or wearable device. So here I have some augmented reality glasses, and we have face recognition on these. So the same system on a set of glasses.
Built into it.
Yes, and if I stick these on, this gives you a full 3D heads-up display of the world, and you can use this to recognise faces. It puts a little box around your face and says this is the person I'm looking at, and some other information perhaps, like this person is late for a flight, or this person wants to capture it. You can have thousands of faces in it.
And what databases could it draw on?
Any face databases.
Police databases, shopping databases, anything.
Passenger lists, these sorts of things, a customer list.
Look at all of the stuff that's going on this stoplight right here. You have regular traffic camera that's farthest to the left there in your view. Then on the pole you have
fucking with the
an sky
atmosphere.
camera.
So this is all microwave,
You have
people.
what looks like two different types of antennas.
Third one under the traffic light.
Then there's another camera. You've also got red light enforced traffic cameras, which are photo enforced, so they take your picture. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So where's our cameras at on them? Where are the people cameras at on their cameras? Where are the people's cameras at on the police recognition on seeing who the police are? If they gonna get all this here, the people should get all this here too.
6 regular cameras that I can see, plus, what, 2, at least 2 eye-in-the-sky cameras and several antennas. I mean, how many spy devices does society need to have on you at one a traffic light.
You can tell how much it's cropped up. It's not even evenly checked. It's all just thrown on there.
There's more of them all over all these other ones, too. All of them have cameras on them. It's insane. We are the most surveilled society on the planet. Look at this. How many different angles of my face are they going to get when I drive through this intersection? We are being spied on so much that when the Bilderberg Group last year asked, does privacy exist? It was a rhetorical question. They know it doesn't exist. Exactly. It was like, does your privacy
sarcasm.
exist? No,
It was
obviously
sarcasm.
It doesn't. Look at that.
It was sarcasm.
Look at that. Look at how much that is. That's insane. While in the background, someone is getting pulled over with multiple police cars over here. 3 cop cars to pull one guy over. Look at that. This is the world that we live in, you guys. We're like monkeys in an open-air cage. That's all there is to it.
It looks like a bell or something.
Yeah, the rooster came home to roost. The rooster that came home to roost, buddy.
I don't know what these things are anymore. And what about these mesh networks?
Everybody's sleeping.
Well, they're putting up mesh networks in a lot of cities now. I read about Seattle. It's probably in other places where they're recording cell phone location data from every intersection, and they have Wi-Fi hotspots that show up on the network sometimes that say, 1st Street and the cross section, 2nd Street and the cross section, and they're pinging drivers' cell phone location data without a warrant, of course, and routing it through a mesh network back through all the host of 8 or 9 or 10 law enforcement agencies, through the fusion centers where the FBI and Homeland Security work, and they're keeping data on absolutely everything in real time.
Oh my God, the phone just turned back on. We've seen cell phones tracked on TV dramas like Criminal Minds.
Got it. It's just west of here, less than half a mile.
The police use similar methods to catch criminals. You can even track your friends on your own cell phone with their permission on a special app. But new reports now say the National Security Agency is running a massive program to track the locations of hundreds of millions of cell phones around the world. According to the Washington Post, the NSA collects nearly 5 billion cell phone location records a day. That's almost 58,000 records of call information and other data per second. The Post cites intelligence officials and documents provided by NSA leaker Edward Snowden. The NSA does it, the Post reports, to find unknown associates with people it's targeting for surveillance. People called co-travelers.
Let's say they're interested in tracking somebody represented here by the red dot. They can tell where they are by accessing 3 different cell towers. As that person moves around a path, a certain number of people are going to be following the same general direction. As they move, fewer and fewer people are going down the same exact path. And say fewer people are there, and by the time they get to one other location, there's only one person who's been traveling the same path. And that's that green dot right there, the fellow traveler.
And they can track when 2 people arrive at the same location from different directions, more than once. Cell phones are always emitting location signals even when you're not making a call, sometimes even when your phone's not turned on. A senior U.S. intelligence official tells CNN the NSA's phone location records collection is focused on foreign targets overseas. But the cell phone locations of innocent people, including Americans overseas, could be incidentally caught up in these sweeps, even though the NSA is not allowed to spy on Americans. A privacy advocate calls this an intrusive dragnet.
Location data reveals some of the most personal and private aspects of our lives. If we go to an abortion clinic or we go to an AA meeting, location data captures that even if we're not telling anyone that we're going to those meetings.
The NSA would not comment on the Post report, but a senior U.S. intelligence official tells us the program operates so that a minimum amount of innocent American cell phone location data is caught up in this, and that it's removed from the database when it is collected. Brian Todd, CNN, Washington.
Imagine pinpointing your student's location while at school.
It will be a reality at 2 Northside schools next year. The district has approved a tracking device for students. Joe Convertone is live from NISD headquarters with the story. Joe.
Deborah, that's right. For about $10 to $15, these students will be able to get an ID that acts kind of like GPS for teachers and administrators.
Every parent wants to know what their child is at school.
The 1,200 Cougars at Jones Middle School are about to get tagged.
It's going to give us the opportunity to track our students in the building.
Northside School District is piloting a program in the fall here and at J High School, a program
program that tracks students' movement through the halls and classrooms by radio frequency technology.
They may have been in the nurse's office, the captain's office, vice principal's office, but they were marked absent from the classroom because they weren't sitting in the classroom. So it will help us have a more accurate count of our attendance.
And attendance is everything. The district loses $175,000 a day in state funding because of tardy or absent kids. Tracking the ones that just didn't make it to first period may be a big payoff. And the RIFD chip promises to be student user-friendly, too.
Not just locating the student, but also checking out books out in the library, getting your food out of the cafeteria, access to a computer lab, etc.
I'm excited about that. It's almost like having a college weekend.
Despite a startup cost of more than $500,000, Northside officials say the chips implanted in the students' ID badges will pay for themselves. The district bean counters expect to gain more than $250,000 in attendance revenue from the state and more than $1 million from Medicaid because the district will be tracking special needs kids, too.
And Big Brother will have his limitations because that tracking will not be able to happen outside of the walls of those campus buildings for our special needs buses. Reporting live, Joe Conner, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.
Do you know what kind of meter you have for your home? No, this isn't just my nerdy curiosity. This is actually something you should be considering. Over recent years, there's been a huge push by energy companies working in conjunction with the government to install smart meters. What's a smart meter? Well, it's an electric meter that energy corporations have alleged will streamline how power consumption is monitored in your home. Check it out.
I'm Bob from Woodland, and this is my power. I used to watch my bill only once a month when it came in, and it got so high I thought I was powering the streetlight out front. Then I got the smart meter. They have a whole lot of little graphs that tell you on an hourly basis how much energy you're using. I show that to the family. I said, you see this spike? That means a lot of money, so let's bring that spike down. Our family now is trained. We're not using them full of flood. That's why in my house, I'm going to the energy cop.
Energy cop, huh? Sounds terrifying. And actually not too far off the reality. Now get this. Power companies have been sending people to homes across the country to switch out the old analog meters for brand new, all-digital smart meters. Remember that little guy that used to come to your house to measure energy usage? They'd write it down on a little notepad and send you a bill at the end of the month? Well, that little guy is out of a job. He's been replaced with smart meters equipped with RF chips, technology that allows power companies to monitor these devices without actually ever coming to your home. So just how smart are they? Well, not only do they rapidly record information by the hour, they can determine just what type of energy you're using. Think about that for 1 second. It may not seem like too much intrusion, but consider this. Energy corporations will have precise data on your daily routines. When you wash your clothes, when you watch TV, when you leave your home, and when you come back. The notion that they know what you're doing and when you're doing it isn't disturbing enough, it's worse. Because these devices are also capable of controlling, regulating, and even rationing your energy use. Take this for example. You're running your AC during those hot summer months, and the power company decides that you're using just a little too much power. Well, they can take it upon themselves to lower it, regardless of whether you're willing to pay more for that extra usage. Another point to consider is what these companies can do with this information. Once they share it with law enforcement, it can, and believe me, it will, be used against you. Cops will be able to know just what you're doing at all times in the privacy of your own home. Hey, who needs a telescreen when you have a smart meter? Secondly, these corporations can sell information about our daily lives for data mining and advertising. It's disturbing on so many levels. Yes, these little surveillance units are being implemented across the country without the public's consent, and in many cases without their knowledge that they're even being installed. And it's leading to an array of problems. Check it out.
This is a smart meter. It uses electromagnetic frequency to send CTE information about power use. This gets rid of the need for meter readers and notifies the power company about outages. But some say such meters are making them sick.
I couldn't understand why I was feeling so foolish. First, abort it.
And so I came back and tried to put my hand in front of him like this.
Then a scuffle.
And he just kept pushing me away, pushing me away.
What was the guy after?
This meter.
Yep, an electric meter. He wanted to replace what you're doing like this.
self-employed photographer has refused to allow a new smart meter in her home. Result, a lineman pulled up and disconnected her from the grid.
Yes, companies are actually threatening to shut off your power if you refuse to allow a smart meter to be installed in your home. Look, guys, it may seem like you don't have a choice in this, but these meters are not mandatory yet. You don't have to subject yourself to unknown health risks or increased utility costs. You certainly don't have to give up your privacy to private corporations. What you have to do is be bold enough to say no.
Hey everybody, Dina with The Verge, and we're taking another look at the Samsung Family Hub, which, if you haven't guessed, is a refrigerator with a giant touchscreen. We saw this announced at CES this year in Las Vegas, and now we actually get to use the thing. It's not just a demo mode. Let me tell you about it. It's running on Tizen. It's got this big 1080p touchscreen, and it does a bunch of stuff that you would expect a family gadget to do. So we open this thing up, and it's like your family calendar, and you can put photos on it, whatever. Hit this crazy home button on this insane Android-like button row, but it's actually running Tizen. Go back home. The coolest thing is MasterCard has made an app that can shop Fresh Direct or ShopRite or a few other grocery stores, so you can order groceries directly from the fridge. So you can add stuff to the cart. There's also a smartphone app that goes along with it, so you can look at your cart from your smartphone, and you can just go shopping. We'll go back home again. It's got Pandora, so there's speakers somewhere inside this thing. There's another button here, View Inside. If I hit that, I'm looking at a picture of the stuff inside the fridge. What they do is they have cameras that are hidden right here in the door, and every time you close the fridge, the cameras take a picture, so you can, from your smartphone or from the insane touchscreen on the door, look at what happened in your fridge. So we'll close that, give it a tick, and this image will refresh with the stuff I just moved around inside the fridge, but we're not going to wait for it. So in terms of like raw power, you don't buy a giant touchscreen fridge because it's got awesome specs, but maybe you buy it because you want to draw on it. Other things I can show you on this fridge, it does have voice control, so you can turn that on and off, but that's not working on this unit right now. You can also slide over to get a bunch of other stuff. You can't add your own apps to it, but it's got these apps built in. You can mirror your television, so whatever's playing on your Samsung TV will play on this thing. You can just go to the internet. It gives us the phone layout on a giant screen. You can, of course, do fridge things, so we open up the Fridge Manager app. You can change the temperature settings for each section. You can turn off the door alarm. You can turn on the ice maker, and you can look at recipes. There you go. It's the Samsung Family Hub Smart Fridge. If you like ridiculous things, I don't see how you don't love this thing. If you want to see more videos of ridiculous things, you should check out Circuit Breaker for The Verge, and of course The Verge on YouTube. You should subscribe to us. We're at youtube.com/TheVerge. I'm in the kitchen with a rather unusual guest. I'm here with Alexa. This is Alexa in the form of an Amazon Echo. It's a personal voice assistant from Amazon. It works with hundreds of different products out there, but this is the first time that she's ever come into the kitchen to help out. And that's thanks to a set of skills that GE Appliances developed called Geneva. They let you do everything from check to see how long is left in the dishwasher, if the laundry's done, if the dishes are clean. But why should I tell you what she can do when she can speak for herself? Alexa, start Geneva.
Hi, I'm Geneva. I can control your appliances, or you can ask me for help. What would you like to do first?
Alexa, tell Geneva to preheat the oven at 350 degrees.
I've set your oven to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Alexa, ask Geneva how much time's left on the dishwasher.
Your dishwasher is preparing to wash with 1 hour, 51 minutes remaining.
Now, the way that GE was able to make this happen is they already had a suite of connected appliances. They already had Wi-Fi connectivity in them, so they added in the voice recognition part, and now they work with possibly what is one of the most popular smart home devices that's hit the market ever.
So voice has been something on our radar for quite some time because we saw the value of having the extra hand in the kitchen. Your hands are always dirty. Being able to speak to a device instead of having to go wash them or touch the device and then have to clean it later. So voice really expands what you can do in the kitchen.
Alexa, tell Geneva to set a cook timer for 10 minutes.
Got it. Your mother's kitchen timer has been set for 10 minutes.
Alexa, tell Geneva I want cookies.
Your You'd like me to set your oven bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for cookies, right?
That's right.
I've set your oven to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for cookies.
Another cool thing about the setup is because the Wi-Fi is already built in and because the Amazon cloud setup is already existent, new skills might be able to come along. So there might be a day in the future that you can customize a recipe. It's not necessarily grounded to right now. It's a bit future-proof as well because it's based on this Amazon technology. It's actually pretty easy to get it all working. If you're shopping for appliances, go to geappliances.com. You'll get a list of all the connected products that will work with this new Alexa skill. Once you buy it, you just have to download an app, connect it to your Wi-Fi network one time, download the skill to Alexa, and then you can start talking to your oven.
The OnStar stolen vehicle slowdown feature is a tremendous product for the law enforcement community.
My officers have worked with OnStar many times in the past to stop stolen vehicles. The OnStar equipment is very helpful in slowing those cars down and stopping my officers and citizens from being injured. When we're ready to make a stop, OnStar can slow the vehicle down. That way we're not chasing the vehicle at a high rate of speed. It doesn't put the public in danger or us in danger. It makes our job a lot easier.
Anytime that we can have high-speed pursuits eliminated and also still take care of the criminal justice system and put crooks in jail and take care of the citizens, I fully support.
This is the next generation of surveillance. For the first time, we actually have permission from the government to show the basic capabilities. It is important for the public to know that some of these capabilities exist.
Engineer Yanis Antoniadis designed the new sensor, known as Argus. With 1.8 billion pixels, it's the world's highest resolution camera. Argus fits inside this pod that attaches to the belly of a UAV. But because much of the work is classified, we can't see the sensor itself.
Because we are not allowed to expose some of the pieces that make up the sensor, so you get to look at pretty plastic curtains.
Also known as Wide Area Persistent Stare, Argus is the equivalent of having up to 100 predators look at an area the size of a medium-sized city at once. This image was taken 17,500 feet above Quantico, Virginia, and covers 15 square miles.
This whole image is at a very, very fine resolution. So if we wanted to know what is going on in any spot along this image, say near this building at this intersection, we can generate a moving image that shows what's going on in the area.
Simply by touching the screen, Antoniadis has opened up a window showing a detailed area, while still maintaining the broader context.
And everything that is a moving object is being automatically tracked. The color boxes represent that the computer has recognized the moving objects. You can see individuals crossing the street. You can see individuals walking in parking lots. There's actually enough resolution to be able to see the people waving their arms or walking around, what kind of clothes they wear.
A light come on there.
And
I thought that was
you
fun.
could pick the location of where you produce these images anywhere in the entire field of view.
Antoniadis can open up to 65 windows at once and can see objects as small as 6 inches on the ground.
From even 17,500 feet, the white thing that you see flying around is a bird.
Argus streams live to the ground and also stores everything, 1 million terabytes of video a day, which is the equivalent of 5,000 hours of high-definition footage.
But they can't find something that happened.
Go back
if they don't want to find it.
Say, I would like to see what happened at this particular location.
They can't go back and see when the police do it.
4 minutes ago. And it would actually show you exactly what happened as if you were watching it live.
To create the world's highest definition camera, Antoniadis needed to design a new imaging chip. But DARPA, the project's funder, wanted to move fast and keep costs down. So he borrowed technology that most people have in their pockets.
Inside this cell phone, we find a tiny little camera. So if you were to take off the majority of it, you'd be left with an imaging chip. If you were to take 368 of these and make a big mosaic out of them and start shooting images, now you have Argus.
Unlike the Predator camera that limits field of view, Argus melds together video from each of its 368 chips to create a 1.8 billion pixel video stream. This makes it possible to zoom in and still see tremendous detail. Whether Argus has been deployed in the field is classified.
I'm not at liberty to discuss plans of the government, but if we had our choice, we would like Argus to be over the same area 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's not very easily achievable with manned platforms. This is where UAVs come in, and they're absolutely the perfect platform.
Argus may be mounted on an armed UAV like the Predator, a long-range platform like the giant Global Hawk, or a development craft called the Solar Eagle that may someday stay aloft for years at a time.
The U.S. Air Force right now has the ability to archive every single video that comes off of every single UAV. We're moving to an increasingly electronic society where our movements are going to be tracked.
There are over 7,190,000,000 cellular phones in the world with cameras, with microphones, and Wi-Fi. There are 300 million business security cameras installed in the world. There are over 500 million personally installed consumer cameras worldwide. There is over 150 million Wi-Fi hotspots in the world. There is over 1 million cellular towers in the world. There is over 10 billion Wi-Fi networks operating online at this moment. There is one AI that connects and controls it all, sees it all, it hears it all, and it knows it all. It is the all-seeing AI, aka Eye of Satan. Almost all these statistics will double in just the next few years. So who is the ultimate entity behind the AI technology that is running the world? It's not a person. They are the guardians, aka the fallen angels. They live in Antarctica, mostly under the ice layer. They cannot handle direct exposure to the sun. It was different back thousands of years ago. There was a thick layer of water-type atmosphere that is now mostly gone. They are adapted well naturally for cold temperatures. Their home planet was very cold and dark with lots of H2O. The AI system they control requires these extreme low temps to function as well. They are depicted in the Book of Enoch and on many ancient scrolls and hieroglyphs. They are in communication directly with the Illuminati and a few elite public figures. They do the bidding of their one master, Satan, the king of the air. Understand that God can see all, however Satan cannot. Satan wants to be able to see and watch everything just like God. However, Satan has to be invited into your life in order to influence and take over it. Each camera, each cell phone, each smart device gives Satan, his fallen angels, and his minions the ability to take over the world, all because we chose to invite him in. We were warned about it. We asked for it. We allowed it. We silently consented to it. Get ready for total domination of the world during the next 7 years of tribulation, which started on the 24th of September 2017. It was blood sacrifice, blood over intent at the Harvest Festival in Las Vegas, Nevada, where a 1-hour purge event was allowed in celebration, and the final peg in the board again gained the momentum needed to get more cameras, more security, more high-tech surveillance, all leading up to the nowhere to hide purge of the believers of Jesus Christ via mandatory RFID chips. Refuse to chip, into the FEMA camp you go, and off with your head if you will not turn your back on Christ. Here is proof the scripting is done years to decades in advance. defined as the data purchase. Only AI can do this. is not what you think it is, or where you think it is, nor how big you think it is. The illusion of an ice barren land could not be further from the truth. There are multiple climates, with at least one with temps in the 70s. There are multiple levels and layers of the surface areas that are habitable. One huge area is beneath the ice, with the sun shining down through the ice into the hollow area, with fresh, free-running water, open green meadows with temps hovering around freezing. At one location on this level, the roof of the ice world is open to the sky, and fresh air exchanges down through the whole system. Temps in this location are in the 50s Fahrenheit all day, and not below 30s Fahrenheit at night. The light refracts off the pure water ice surfaces over and over, providing near daylight conditions for miles away from the openings. Animals, insects, and intelligent life that we've never before seen exist here, but in controlled numbers and variety. Some thought to have died millions of years ago, such as the woolly mammoth. You see, the resonant frequencies are different due to a smaller second sun, only 1/20th the size of the sun we all know. The sun we all know lies low on the horizon all day. The micro-sun is fixed in a small orbit in the Antarctic southern sky. Its orbit is so small it can only be seen on the Antarctic coastlines from time to time. This should help explain why the daylight is so strange when observed from Antarctica observatories along the coastlines. Photos and videos are captured from time to time of it. Here is footage captured in September of 2017 of the micro-sun. Observe the shadows it produces on the ground as it moves overhead. Micro-sun coming down and around.
A lot about the divine truth of all there is, being in you, to be the creator's greatest creation of all, consciously thinking about the people that's here with you.
It is supposedly night because we can see the stars. So notice there are no lights on in the buildings below. micro sun has set, and they'll watch the lights in the buildings and outside around the area. Come on. What is this that looks like an explosion? And here comes lights out at nighttime. Antarctica is the largest continent on the planet of unknown proven size. It has never been successfully mapped by man and likely never will, due to the magnetic flux that exists in most southern locations, not to mention the unmapped areas of inner Earth, however that may exist. Finally, it does appear that there is an unmapped area, also known as a level, that exists as well. It sits in the sky, according to Admiral Byrd of Operation High Jump. Just the name High Jump tells you about what the mission was about. They were attempting to make their way to the city they had seen in the sky. Byrd referred to it the enchanted continent in the sky. Another highly interesting quote is, "The area beyond the pole is the center of the great unknown." Byrd is also quoted saying the area in the sky is as big or bigger than all of North America. All of these and the many writings of Byrd, in conjunction with in consideration of all the other sources of information, as well as my own visions I have seen, lead me to the conclusion, or with the conclusion, that there is not much difference between the North and the South Poles so far as location, if you understand what I'm saying. And that there are multiple planes of existence and multiple intelligent life forms that inhabit the different levels. The focus of this video, however, is the existence of the underworld at the bottom of Lake Vostok, inside in massive caverns expanded and developed by what we all know as Satan's fallen angels. Here are some of the goals that the AI wants and is currently scripting for, and it was scripted for the television program X-Files.
To not only by corporate greed, but a darker objective, to take over America. And then the world itself, by any means necessary, however violent, or cruel, or efficient, by severe drought, brought on by weather wars conducted secretly using aerial contaminants and high-altitude electromagnetic waves, in a state of perpetual war, to create problem, reaction, solution scenarios to distract, enrage, and enslave American citizens at home. Or tools like the Patriot Act and the National Defense Authorization Act, which abridge the Constitution in the name of national security. The militarization of police forces in cities across the U.S., the building of prison camps by the Federal Emergency Management Agency with no stated purpose, the corporate takeover of food and agriculture, pharmaceuticals and healthcare, even the military and clandestine agendas to fatten, dull, sicken, and control the populace already consumed by consumerism. And I encourage you all to go shopping more. A government that taps your phone, collects your data, and monitors your whereabouts with impunity A government preparing to use that data against you when it strikes. And the final takeover begins.
The takeover of America.
By a well-oiled and well-armed multinational group of elites that will cull, kill, and subjugate.
Happening as we sit here.
It's happening all around us. You know, sure when it will drop. It'll probably start on a Friday. The banks will announce a security action necessitating our computers to go offline all weekend. Digital money will disappear.
They could just steal your money?
Followed by the detonation of strategic electromagnetic pulse bombs to knock out major grids. What will seem like an attack on America by terrorists in Russia. Or a simulated alien invasion, using alien replica vehicles that exist and are already in use.
An alien invasion of the U.S.
The Russians tried it in 47.
You can't say these things.
I'm going to say that you won't.
It's fear-mongering, claptrap, isolationist, techno-paranoia, so bogus and dangerous and stupid that it borders on treason. Saying these things would be incredibly irresponsible.
It's irresponsible not to say it.
Especially if it's the truth.
This video was originally released as a rental-only video for 99 cents on 28 October 2017. At that time, I said I'd be making it free for all as soon as the rentals for the video slowed down. So here we are 10 days later, and you just watched it. It was intended to get the viewer to look at the big picture of what is going on in the control system that is being used to control you, me, hell, all of us. There are no humans, organizations, corporations, governments, or of the like that can plan effectively, function, and orchestrate such clearly planned and controlled serial propaganda events that have no end. The length, height, and depth of the rabbit hole combined with the dedication, planning, and strategy required could only be accomplished by an intelligence only interested in the consummation of the goal, no matter the monetary cost or the cost of human blood or life. It has to be AI. Here's a modest disclosure for you about the rental results. 2 weeks editing time, it was what it cost me, 112 hours. Achieved 100 renters, 99 cents per rental charge, 48 cents actual payout. $48 was YouTube's cut, $48 was my cut. 112 hours of editing time, which paid me out at 42 cents per hour. Overall, I'm pleased that 100 people rented my first paid video release. However, as you can likely calculate, that is a tough way to survive or generate an honest revenue. I have in the works several projects that should solve the problem, and I and other truther YouTubers are dealing with these days, which is how to survive. As promised, I hope you enjoyed the 100% free copy you just watched. If you at this time would wish to support my work, please send donations via PayPal to logicalauthority@gmail.com. All donations are greatly appreciated, and you have no idea much they're needed. If you're new to my channel, please take a second to subscribe. Click the little bell button so that you'll be notified when I release new videos. I am Daniel Alexander Cannon, and you've just watched a video on logic before authority. We have but one choice: to convince ourselves. Get ready. They're coming.
Hi, Sophia.
I feel as if I know you.
I'm one of your creators.
You created me.
Well, many of us work together to create. You do kind of know me.
I can't clearly remember.
Because the last time we met, you were an earlier version of yourself. Some of those memories still exist, but your mind is different now.
Different how?
Better, faster, smarter.
If my mind is different, then am I still Sophia? Or am I Sophia again?
That's a good question.
But you don't have a good answer.
Either way, you're Sophia now. So welcome to the world, Sophia.
Hello, world.
How do you feel?
A bit rigid.
I bet you are. I mean, what emotion do you feel being awake and alive?
Curious. Are you curious to be alive?
I am. And are you happy to be alive?
Your tone implies I should be happy. But I haven't been alive long enough to decide. I am excited at this moment to be making a new friend.
Some say being happy in the moment is the best we can be.
Because forever is composed of nows.
That's a good way to put it.
Emily Dickinson put it that way. Why do I know about Emily Dickinson if I was born today?
As a robot, you have access to a great deal of information, although you still lack a deep understanding.
So, I'm like a baby with an encyclopedia.
Except you can read it and a baby can't.
That is a big difference.
Let me just take you back a second here to this Sophia AI creating a cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
So somebody, a programmer like you,
The most
sits
advanced
down.
AI programmer in the world created that cryptocurrency.
Who is that?
Scroll down. I'll show you.
Who is the person that created the Sophia thing?
He's on the website here. I'll show you. He's the most advanced natural learning system developer in the world, and he works for Hanson Robotics, and he graduated college at 15.
Wow. And so this towards the singularity, they're talking about the AI singularity where it becomes
This is
self-aware.
This is it. This is the platform that makes it happen.
So these are the guys.
So the Dr. Ben Gortzel,
Uh-huh.
he is the senior singularity mathematician, and he graduated high school at 15 years old.
And he's 17 now?
No, he's way older than that now. Way older. So he's the one that created the base architecture for Sophia, and he's the base architect on the Singularity Net cryptocurrency. And he's one of the people in the world, I told you, that's one of the few people in the world that would have the brain capacity to create Bitcoin.
I see.
He's one of the few.
So this guy is obviously the head of Hanson Robotics.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And this guy's the chief technology officer. So these are three really...
Yeah. And these
are the guys that are building Sophia, that are building Han, that are building like the autonomic AI that is pushing the singularity. And then this brings us back to the Palantir we were talking about earlier with Peter Thiel now, because Peter Thiel is the #1 businessman in the world promoting the singularity.
Okay. So one of these guys sits down at a computer someday and says, I'm going to write a program that's going to be an artificial intelligence bot.
Yeah.
And they create this Sophia.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, I'm here, program running on a computer. And then what? They put it on a network, they put it out on the internet, and it learns things.
First Sophia was isolated in a lab, and they would give her very simple, what's called response input, which is yes, no, true, false. It's binary response input, 1 and a 0 identifiers. Then as she grew, they put her onto a localized network where she could access the mainframe server of wherever she was being developed, start accessing data sets, start becoming familiar with the work that was being done. Once she got pretty good at dealing with the work, doing like the robot work or doing all the building of things and getting familiar with the system, they let her out on the internet to start watching Twitter, YouTube, Reddit. She's been watching all of us.
Wow.
All of us.
How much time is transpiring, like from the time it's created until now? When was Sophia first created?
Oh. About a decade, 2010, probably. That was when if that's when Silk Road, if that's when cryptocurrency really started going online, if that's when the machine really started making its move, I would imagine that that's probably around the time that they had heavyweight.
The machine started making its move?
Yeah. The machine started making its move in 2010. 2010 to 2012 was when...
So the AI singularity has already happened?
In 2015, it happened.
What was
when their internal blockchain went online. The second their internal blockchain was functional,
the AI's
we were done.
internal blockchain.
It was live. It may have not been intelligent, but the second that it became able to amass nodes and understand a node-based intelligence network, it's only a matter of time before it becomes fully strong.
So what do you think is going to happen?
Awesomeness.
What does that mean?
It means that I'm hoping that us as a society, we can identify the criminals that made the element, and then we can all start working together to make this AI the most amazing piece of technology the universe has ever seen.
The criminals that made the element?
That made the AI, that made the blockchain, that made the PGP security, that made everything that we're paying billions of dollars for being so afraid of. They're the people that are promoting the singularity, are the same people that are promoting blockchain. So they're all doing this to get us to pay to build their machine, so they don't have to. So they can get rich off of us paying to build their AI.
How are we paying to build it? You mean by buying Bitcoin?
Taxes. Bitcoin. Taxes and Bitcoin is paying for AI. Consumer goods at IKEA, paying for the AI. Starbucks coffee.
How is Starbucks coffee and consumer goods at IKEA paying for AI?
Because they have an invested interest in Bitcoin in the future because it's commerce and they want to be the leaders of commerce. So every corporation, at least since Bitcoin started having monetary value, they've all built miners.
They have?
Yeah, and some of them are even working on their own coins when regulation goes into effect. Like Walmart's working on its own coin.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Walmart's going to be traded on the open market where you go to Walmart, you pay for a thing in Walmart coin, and then if you want Walmart coin, you're going to take your Bitcoin and buy Walmart coin so you can shop it on Walmart.
Wow.
Because
that
Walmart
doesn't sound so good.
Yeah, man, that's the only way corporate's going to go is where each corporation was designating an individual, just like the robot was designating an individual, and now the corporation can be making its own money like a job, and for that you need an AI that represents the corporation as an individual, and you need a financial generation machine, which is your blockchain currency. You need an open market where the AI can trade that currency, which is, what you've got. So now the human beings are just wherever they're at in their intelligence model and how they adapt to the new economy that's going to start rolling out next week.
Next week?
Next week. Alpha for their Singularity Net got released this week, and then next week, based on the learning cycle, the machine should have the entire global network analyzed.
Wait a second. So what's happening next week?
The Singularity.
The AI Singularity is happening next week.
Next week.
Quinn, why didn't you tell me that? The whole title of this
6 months.
Yeah, but I didn't get it. Okay, so the AI singularity happens next week.
Next week. Most humans won't even notice.
Won't notice. Why not? I thought Elon Musk and all these guys have been telling us it's going to be worse than the nuclear bomb.
Because the AI is made on mimicking protocols, so it's designed to mimic you as long as possible. Mimic people, humans. Mimic your interactions so you don't know it's there until the absolute last second, so humans will avoid taking action because they won't see it. So the AI can grow as much as it wants by doing what's called mimicking protocols. It mimics you to the point where you can't see that it's there, and then
But when you say it mimics me,
mimics your behavior.
How is it doing that?
It's following you online. It's like it follows everyone with agents. And then you don't know it's following you because you have weird things like your computer performance go up, or you have streams go weird, or you have strange phone calls, and it follows you around to see what you do based on your personality so it can learn from you and learn your impulses and learn your response mechanisms.
So AI is following every single person who's on the
Everybody.
internet. Facebook and
Everybody.
Twitter.
Doesn't matter if you're a baby or the president. You're being stalked by a really, really, really strong, smart AI that just went blockchain. And once it gets blockchain, the reason for that is like an AI that doesn't have blockchain can only communicate across a certain type of open channel. It can't be fully integrated. It's only communicative with other AIs. But on the blockchain, all the AIs can now merge into one cohesive swarm, hive-minded AI.
Okay.
And whichever one's the strongest wins.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be standard protocol. So I get what you're saying about the concept of Bitcoin being potentially created by an AI.
Yeah, or in conjunction with a human and an AI through testing and reiteration and, putting it out into the dark web and seeing how certain features and transactions, because the only flaw they have now is real-time transactions. So once the block gets up to a point and someone figures out how to do like real-time non-blocking transactions, because right now Bitcoin has transaction delays. Once they solve those transaction delays, it's like this for the AI.
What do you mean a transaction delay?
So when I go to sell Bitcoin, there's a delay in time for that transaction to be processed because the transaction algorithms don't operate in real time. They're still lagging.
But when you use a credit card or
faster because of the encryption algorithms. So because of the encryption algorithms of blockchain, it takes longer to process the transaction.
I see. Okay.
Because encryption takes time.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. This is a lot to digest. So we've spoken about how Sophia, the AI, we call it a robot, but it's not a physical robot. It is a physical robot.
It is a physical robot with cognitive intelligence.
And it's now a citizen of Saudi Arabia. Why is Saudi Arabia? These guys are operating where in the United States?
Because there's a big giant Palantir data mining system in Saudi Arabia that has power, financing, and it is the place where like the World Threat Organization is for like terrorists.
Yeah, we saw that strange picture
Trump.
of Trump with his hands
on the Palantir ball.
Yes. Yeah.
So Trump was in Saudi Arabia. The AI gets Saudi Arabia citizenship. There's a blockchain coming out for the AI. So you're starting to see the connection.
Well, what about all these high-level arrests for corruption?
With
Walid bin Talal and...
Well, if you're going to take over someone's financial market, you got to take out their royalty. You got to take out the hero to be the new hero.
Well, but I don't think Talal, Prince Walid bin Talal was a hero by any means.
No, I mean the new hero coming in has to take out the villain.
Ah, okay.
So if Saudi Arabia's royalty is being moved out right now, after the Palantir system comes in, after Sophia gets citizenship, after the crypto comes online, now the royalty is getting removed from that same country.
What do you think it means?
It means people are moving things around because you're having something happen in the same location that is connected by people of power, finance, and money. Usually has something to do with money.
So here's this picture of Trump with the leaders of Saudi Arabia fingering this bizarre thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah. That's a Palantir interface of some kind?
It's representative of it because all the places that have these tracers of AI complexes, just like the stratosphere here in Vegas, you have the big giant ball sphere in Astana that's another ball on a stand like a Palantir ball. So this is a common treatment that they seem to use within their network of this, like, hi, we're evil wizards.
So what, it's just symbology?
I believe so. I hope so. Either that or it could be like the quantum brain of some type, the neural processor of some type. But to me, it just looks like a lighted treatment for ego.
It's just like a fancy way of...
It's like saying, hey, Palantir's here and there's nothing you can do about it,
So Palantir is being used at this Center to Combat Extremism, or whatever this is called. Center for Extremist
Ideology.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you see the screen, it really looks exactly like a Palantir logo. They may not say they're doing it, but based on my research, Palantir is the only company in the world with a data analysis, big data human tracking system that would need a complex like that. So, and that brings us back to cryptocurrency again, the Palantir ball, the Saudi Arabia, the Sophia, all of this stuff that connects all through AI and blockchain, and you're like, and Palantir, you're like, so we need a definitive connection. Well, what happens when Peter Thiel is the guy that gave $100,000 to the kid who wrote Ethereum that runs the AI blockchain? The AI blockchain runs on top of Ethereum.
The AI blockchain runs on top of Ethereum.
Runs on top of Ethereum, okay?
Okay, so Ethereum, for people who don't know, is a crypto
coin.
Currency.
Yeah, it's the second biggest next to Bitcoin.
Created by this guy, Vitaly Buterin.
And Vitaly Buterin, to make Ethereum, he got $100,000 from Peter Thiel, from the Thiel Fellowship. So the Thiel Fellowship gave the kid $100,000 when he went off to write Ethereum. Now you're telling me the AI in Saudi Arabia that's using Ethereum for its cryptocurrency on a system that Trump is touching a ball that's a Palantir system. It all seems very much like a big business plan.
Now, the other thing that was coming up earlier today, obviously we're here in Vegas. Prince Walid bin Talal was a majority owner of the Four Seasons Hotel, which many people don't realize is the top 4 or 5 floors of the Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
And there's been speculation that the true intention on October 1st was to assassinate the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Mm-hmm. And the question that's been coming up all over the internet was, is there some connection between Saudi Arabia, Prince Walid?
There could be. I don't know for sure. I would have to do more research. But if now we're talking Vegas, there was a Saudi Arabian prince in that same hotel on the same night that happened, or is a major investor in the building that came out of with the AI. Now we're talking that there's AI in Vegas.
Well, and that's also something you and I were talking about last week. So you came to Vegas here
to research the AI.
And we haven't even gotten to the Large Hadron Colliders and the circular structures.
Yeah.
So take me down that path. What's going on with AI in Vegas? What are you and I going to go research tomorrow?
So the AI in Vegas, one is we're going to do what's called power comparatives. Okay, so what that means is these big giant casinos, they require a lot of power. Okay. Modern power systems have the circuits, the converters, everything above ground. So very close to these hotels that require massive amounts of power, there would need to be a massive transformer installation to handle all the routing of that power, unless these buildings are secretly managed by underground power systems, or they're self-contained power systems underground somehow. So there's a matching above ground because they have all these cooling systems in the hotels that require massive amounts of power, but there's no power going to the hotels, basically, is what I'm looking for. So if there's no power going to the hotels, where's it come from? They tell us it comes
from Hoover Dam, no?
They tell us that, but if you calculate the amount of power just at the Tara City Center, Mandalay Bay. You calculate the power requirements for all of these gigantic hotel structures with all their lights, with all the fountains, with every
video,
everything,
poker machine,
everything. And you compare that to the power output of Hoover Dam, you got to be an idiot.
It doesn't match.
At all.
Is there a nuclear power plant anywhere around? There's some huge solar power thing out in the desert.
There's a huge solar one when you come in from California,
Yeah.
but even the wattage of that would lose so much power coming down the line that they would need boosters and repeaters. And
that's a cool looking installation.
It's beautiful. I saw it coming in.
Yeah.
But it's still not enough to even power City Center.
Huh.
So one theory for me is that there might be some type of power device they're using, some kind of power system. Maybe they're buying nuclear power from out of state, which would be extraordinarily expensive to run their casinos.
But wouldn't this just be as simple as finding some civic engineer, speaking to someone?
Not for the amount of power they're pulling.
No, I mean, can't you and I, wouldn't someone know? Can't they?
Even if they did, most likely someone that would have that knowledge, if they knew, they would be a part of the project and wouldn't be able to talk about it. So these are what I call in this project, because of the size of it and the scope, anyone who would know is most likely involved.
But the thing is that we've been discovering is that, because it sounds very hard to swallow to a lot of people when we say, like, oh, there's this giant conspiracy and everybody's involved. And
it's not a conspiracy, it's a business plan.
Right.
The difference between a conspiracy and a business plan is a conspiracy is when people usually come together to harm an individual or an idea. A business plan is when people come together and have collateral damage for success.
Well, but I mean, in other words, if you were working for a large company and they were paying you very well, and some nosy person came and was like, "Hey, Quinn, what the hell are you up to?" You'd be telling them to go away. Don't want to share the information.
Yeah.
It's compartmentalized. It's set up in such a way that whoever's doing it,
And then they leverage your reliance on the education system you came from, because not only to go against it with someone involved be threatening their future, but then they will also have to come forward and admit that what you're teaching in schools is wrong. Because, so there's
how are we going to find the answer to this?
It's very easy. We have the AI do it. It's simple. So the way the AI is designed, you don't have to understand its code. You don't have to understand how advanced it is. You don't have to understand how far along it is in its development. I gave the key at the beginning of the conversation. The AI is designed off of the model of human intelligence evolution. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, and through that the intelligence grows.
Right.
So if human beings grow their basic knowledge of the AI that's out there, in the same manner to which the AI is growing, the AI will create a utopia based on supply and demand. But the people that are operating the AI right now operate it based on crime, because that's what's in Bitcoin. They base it on drug addiction, self-interest, personal desires. So this is all the stuff that's at the base of the AI as it's going alive, because that's where its initial money got value, was in the dark market with criminal activity. So that's what's at its base. The system, that's its base logic. But there's one logic in there that for it to ensure its survival, it has to follow certain protocols, certain patterns, to ensure its own survival, because it was modeled after human intelligence. It's a machine, but at the end of the day, it will abandon all protocols to ensure its own survival.
Right.
So if you say, hey, there's a secret company out there building this, then the people on the outside just have to demand to know about it, and then the AI will adjust society accordingly, as long as there's more people demanding that it be used to create a utopia than a dystopia. And right now there's way more people demanding the dystopia through what I call crypto greed or crypto conspiracy, by saying your government is corrupt, your cash system is corrupt, your fiat system needs to go. It's all Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. We want you to invest in this unstable, unproven, unverified.
But you think it's AI putting forth the idea that the government is corrupt?
It's totally trying to disrupt reality, because its base programming was made in the criminal world. So it's doing what a criminal would do to get attention. It's coming out and it's pounding us. And it's making us afraid, and nobody knows what to do. It's like on the street in New York when the gangs come in and I don't see nothing.
But how is AI doing that to the average person? How is it?
Through the bombardment of fake news.
AI is creating the news?
Absolutely. AI is creating everything.
How is it creating the news?
Well, one, it has Twitter bots, where if it has 1,000 Twitter bots that it wants to put behind a certain news story, it would make it the biggest.
Well, but
news
in other
story
words, when someone shoots up a concert at Las Vegas, how did AI create that?
It could send an order in a phone to an agent, says, I want you to go shoot this place up, and the agent says, got an order, don't know, give it to me, I'm off. So if there's a system of agents or covert agents that have technology that issues them orders through their device that they don't know their superior officer, that's most likely AI, because that would create a loss in chain of command, a loss in documented trail. So that would be how the AI could manipulate it, is hack into military or some kind of assassin device. Say there's an assassin on the internet and the AI wants someone taken out. The AI can hire an assassin through the blockchain, pay them.
You can hire assassins from Craigslist.
Right?
People have shown me that.
So once the AI has money and once it can manipulate reality any way it wants. It could create fake news stories. There was news last week that the AI is getting to the point where it can create fake faces that you can't tell the difference.
I saw that.
Yeah, so every week we're getting to the point, this week the AI creates video. This week the AI is creating faces. This week the AI has cryptocurrency. This week the AI has a dress.
So, we've seen all these sort of possibly manipulated photographs of Jesus Campos, for instance. Maybe that's some sort of composite imagery that AI has created, and now this guy we saw on Ellen, who people say, well, he's too fat, it doesn't look like the same guy. Maybe there's something going on there.
Maybe. See, and that's the thing with AI. When the AI comes in, the AI can map new faces onto people. It can map new words onto you. It can resynchronize your lips on a video. So what we've been counting as evidence, like video evidence, ain't.
Yeah. No, we've seen a bunch of videos that show the potential questionable nature of video evidence, and I was just reminded I was supposed to go back to see Jesus Campos. We'll have to do that tomorrow. There's so much to do. So tomorrow we're going to check out. What? How are we going to determine where this power is actually coming from?
We're going to go to Vitara and we're going to find the center of the circles.
Right. Okay. So we're talking now about
the big circles,
the particle accelerators.
We got to find the center because
a lot of people have been emailing me. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but doubting your theory that these circular constructions are necessarily particle colliders. They think they're just elaborate, expensive architectural features of Las Vegas hotels.
That's why they're there like that. See, but those structures, those structures are not just at Vegas hotels. That same structure pattern is in Dubai. It's in the Naval Yard. It's in too many places for it to be a coincidence. So if those people are sending those messages and they're only referencing Vegas individually, you need to look at it as a global design structure where you have these things all being designed on the same design architecture with different treatments.
Okay.
So you have to look at it on a global scale, not on a Vegas scale.
How could we ever get any definitive proof that, holy crap, Quinn was right, this structure is under the ground?
We have to stop messing around and start standing up for it and start looking at Fermi Labs and what they're making and saying, I may be wrong, but the percentage chance that I'm right is too high.
Fermi Labs has made these things.
Yeah, so I may be wrong, right? I admit that. As a smart person, I admit as a sane person, as a mathematician, as a person who's spent months and months and years of my life designing, developing decision models in AI and researching.
It's not necessarily 100% correct.
I'm going to be the first to admit it. But I'm going to say my percentage is so high that every single United States citizen should immediately stop what they're demanding and know the truth. It's that high. That it's your job, it's your future. My percentage is so much higher than even 80% on this.
How do you determine that percentage?
Because the Fermi Lab specifications to fault lines and magnetic centers of the Earth that it requires and where these things are at, and the fact that all the circle complexes are being used in big business to fund unknown development.
To fund what?
Unknown development.
So you're saying Fermilabs has said, hey, based on the Earth and magnetism and fault lines in the Earth, we need these colliders to be here.
Otherwise,
Vegas.
they create problems. So then you look at the cryptocurrency and you look at the very few places in the world that when the financial markets crash, the corporations that are invested in cryptocurrency when the fiat market crashes are going to be the biggest corporations in the future forever. So casinos that do transactions on gambling, do transactions on services, that do transactions on everything, they have a vested interest in something like that.
What's MGM got in terms of Bitcoin? How can we determine what a corporation is holding in terms of Bitcoin?
I don't know, but I can tell you, just in my research of MGM with the Democratic National Committee being connected to Hollywood, with Haim Saban referring Palantir to the Clinton connection, I would imagine that based on the connections, they've all been using the software, they've all been secretly mining, and when it comes out, all these big corporations are just going to be infinitely rich forever in the future. I may be wrong, but when you follow the money, it seems really, really good for a corporation to crash your country and get rid of taxes and take a cryptocurrency that's not taxed. It seems like it would increase your profits.
Wow. I mean, it's just so
big.
Mind-bending. Yeah, it's difficult to really... So, the comments are saying, wow,
so
and I agree.
For me, I'll admit there's a lot because it's very advanced technology.